right? This is a narrative-driven attention space. And so they just want what they can do. I made it very clear all the way through, hey, 90% of my liquid net worth is basically allocated right now to Solana. I moved some from ETH. I don't have much Bitcoin right now. Doesn't mean I don't like Bitcoin. I just think the others go up more. Simple as that. I own a bunch of high-end NFTs that I think I have another thesis about. And then beyond that, I do a bit of speculation and other stuff. I've stepped back, and it was only in the last 2 weeks I've realized the risk, the real thing that's going on crypto Twitter, and why the banana zone resonates and why you get this backlash is this is everybody's hopes and dreams. It's everybody's. It's yours, it's mine, it's everybody's. Right? So they're so scared of it going wrong, yet they're so greedy to get it right. This is the struggle that everybody's having.
Raoul Pal recently surprised the crypto community by switching his allegiance from Ethereum to Solana. Pal said Solana is poised to lead the rest of this cycle and is irresponsibly long in the top layer channel. Solana and its explosive ecosystem of coins like Dog with Hat, WIF, have seen incredible gains during this cycle so far. Many experts believe Solana will be the next cryptocurrency to receive its spot ETF. With 2 applications already on SEC's desk, it seems like it's only a matter of time before Solana follows Bitcoin and Ethereum later this year. When this happens, the price will skyrocket enormously, the only question being to what extent. If Solana's price can break out of its current range, then the resistance just over $200 will certainly see some selling before hitting new all-time highs. With current levels of adoption and general interest, it is difficult to imagine a long-term bearish scenario for Solana. According to Raoul Pal, Solana is what you should own to make the most money in this cycle. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana.
And so now people, they worry about the cycle. I don't remember Jeff Bezos caring about the business cycle. He just owned his stock. If you're in a secular bull market, there is demand for the good that you produce, in this case, block space, premium block space. What you should do is buy all the sell-offs. It took me a long time to realize that, because I too was the macro kind of cyclical guy. And I think, well, let's sell it at the top. So I think I can predict somewhat the tops from the everything code cycle and the usual bunch of stuff. But does it really matter? But I tell you, if you've made a ton of money and you take it off at the high and you nail it, you will not put the same amount back in at the low, down 85%. The other one I was talking to Chris Baniski about is people are really getting concerned about, where does the top come? Is it early? Is it normal? Is it, every time it's always been December. But it's not that. I don't know. We don't know. None of us know. Is it going to be a bubble top? Is it going to be, it doesn't matter. What is the one that scares me is what happens if the correction in 2026, because we don't have 22, we don't have it, beating out of massive inflation. And imagine if we just only went down 40% in Bitcoin and 20% in NASDAQ. This is kind of my favorite probability. Sure, there's a whole bunch of alts that are going to go down 99%. I'm just talking about Bitcoin. Everybody's going to miss the trade because they're waiting for the down 70. I can't see a big crash in the NASDAQ, not with this unbelievable kind of mega trend of AI compute.
Dog with Hat, WIF, has had a tough 6 months, and its price has fallen more than 46% since March. Dog with Hat price seems to have stabilized, and if support can be found here at around 1.8, then a relief rally is likely in the near term. With enough momentum, Dog with Hat price could easily reclaim its old highs and continue creating new all-time highs. If Dog with Hat drops further, many are calling for another drop, perhaps to $1. However, as one of the most infamous plays on this cycle, Dog with Hat is unlikely to remain dormant for long. Paul's view on the upcoming altcoin season is that the current boring zone is almost over and a transition to the banana zone is imminent, where significant market activity is expected. Expect a 10x increase in the market value of altcoins excluding Ethereum, similar to the 2016-17 cryptocurrency bull market trends. Since there is a strong transition after 2020, this is the period when maximum altcoins will be obtained. Paul predicts that Ethereum and specifically Solana will outperform Bitcoin, and Solana potentially making the biggest gains in its market offering. We are moving into the banana zone, a promising phase for altcoins, and Solana is likely to lead the way. Currently, Bitcoin dominates with a 52% market share. For the altcoin season to begin, this rate must fall in the mid 40%. Like during the last cycle, he predicts that Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin and Solana will surpass both. He highlighted Solana's strong chart patterns and low volatility as indicators of high profit potential. According to Paul, Solana will be the best performer in the next cycle. He also predicted that the total market capitalization of the crypto industry could grow from $2.5 trillion to $100 trillion in less than a decade. If the market maintains a constant growth rate and continues to evolve at a rapid pace, then its market capitalization could increase up to 44 times. Assets, such as cryptocurrencies and technology, perform extremely well during adoption-driven secular trends. He pointed out that this growth rate was double the speed of internet adoption when comparing active wallets and IP addresses. It based its $100 trillion market capitalization on the adoption rate of the cryptocurrency industry, emphasizing that the growing number of cryptocurrency users will have a massive impact on the market value. The goal should be to maximize investment opportunities without getting drawn into tribal or philosophical debates. He pointed out that since the cryptocurrency market could reach a market capitalization of $100 trillion, there was no need to take excessive investment risks. Instead, investors must balance risks and opportunities, using the right portfolio management strategies to effectively capture the majority of market gains. The current market liquidity cycle could extend until 2025. Since 2008, there has been a notable cyclicality in global liquidity. Delving into the nuances of what he calls the everything code, the current market cycle is largely driven by the growth of market assets such as stocks, cryptocurrencies, and technology. Through the mental and emotional torture of market cycles, Paul himself evolved. If he had had a message, it would be to be a little more optimistic. A macroeconomic commentator does not tell stories of impending doom and greed-driven destruction of capital. Yes, the financial system can be a huge deception built around multiple claims on the same fragile assets, but it is better to get involved and embrace the system than to fight it. Once we see currencies depreciate and understand how the economic system works, everyone will have an incentive to ensure that stocks do not fall for an extended period. Paul doesn't think 2008 will happen again. They can devalue the currency, change the denominator, and the asset increases. You can't have an asset price or a deflationary collapse. The adoption of blockchain technology is undeniable. People, this goes back to the time horizon. They expect all this tomorrow. Why isn't Google getting into Web3 and meta activity? And why isn't the entire financial system on new blockchain rails by the end of this week on my blockchain? It does not work like that. Everything is left aside until it becomes exponential. So it's a question of time horizon. And people are new to this kind of understanding of exponential and long duration assets. But when we look back at the first Bitcoin investment, 200, but you didn't see it at that time, it is very difficult to see because of the exponentials.